welcome to Young Kizzy, the one YouTube channel. If this is your first time on my YouTube channel, please subscribe to my YouTube channel by clicking on the red subscribe button down below and turn on the bell icon. Tell me what you think about this video in the comment section.
Pose any threat to Maria Zaloumis and those who were there? Did he pose any threat? No. No, he didn't pose any threat. He didn't pose any threat. So if he didn't pose any threat, how is it that this boy was beaten to death? How is it that this boy was beaten to death? Why beat him to death? Why not simply apprehend him and take him to the police? Why not do that? Why beat him? Why start torturing him? This boy was not being beaten because he's a criminal. This boy was being beaten because Maria Zaloumis believes this boy was sent by the wife of the man that she is with. This is why this boy was being beaten. This boy was not being beaten because he took maize or he took whatever. No, he was being beaten because Maria Zaloumis believes that this boy was sent by the wife of this man that she is calling a husband. That's why that boy was being beaten. That boy was not being beaten because he had stolen. No. Or intended to steal. No. It is very clear on the video. The boy was being tortured. The boy was being tortured. Tortured to reveal who had sent him. To reveal who had sent him. And sent him to do what? They have been saying he came with acid and whatever. I don't know about those details. But whatever it is, whatever this boy had, it is very clear that he didn't pose any threat to any of those people. He didn't. But whatever happened, he found himself at that farm. And whatever suspicion that were there, I don't think they posed a threat to Maria Zaloumis. And he was being tortured. The issue is this boy was being tortured. Tortured to reveal whoever had sent him. Did the boy pose any threat? No, the boy did not pose any threat. Because even if he had a gun, let's even imagine he had a gun. But at least we have been able to see on video this boy having had I'm away yala shupa. Having been sub what? There's a word that I'm looking for. Anyway, he has been contained. He was contained. Whatever, even if he had weapon, whatever it is, at least we are able to see that this boy at one point he was a subshani. What is it? He's not submerged. Anyway, he was contained. He was contained. So he didn't pose a threat. He didn't pose a threat. And we hear he was being beaten. And according to Maria Zaloumis in that video, she is actually saying, Manje iwe, what is your problem? Oh, subdued. Thank you very much, Malama. Yes, he was subdued. The boy was subdued by that. We are looking at him, the boy was subdued. So, whatever the case, you can't say this boy posed a threat. And these people, they didn't hit him. It's not a situation where you can say that it was in a heat of a moment. It was in a heat of a moment. No. These people moved with Enock. They moved with Enock. They moved around with Enock. Because Maria Zaloumis is saying, watipeleka huku, watipeleka huku, watipeleka huku. Vuto yako ni chani. You took us this side, you took us this side, you took us this side. You have been making us going round. What is your problem? Meaning, they had moved around with this young man. They had moved around with him. And as long as they were moving around with him, they were torturing him. So there is no way you can say a death that occurs as a result of torture can be manslaughter. There is no way, there is no way. Where are you bringing in manslaughter? Where are you bringing in manslaughter? Where is manslaughter coming in? I wish somebody could tell me. I know you are watching. I know you are watching. Please, I'm not going to take long on this one. I'm going to open phone lines. Call me and tell me where manslaughter comes in. Because the facts, as we have seen, are very clear. This boy was apprehended. He was subdued. And he was being taken, to different places. Whilst being tortured, tied. And we can hear him, agonizing. Mwanmanga maningi, please. We hate that boy. Pleading with his captors. And today you want to say it is manslaughter? Guys, we should be fair. No, we should be fair. This is a life. That young man may look useless, but he was created in the image of God. God created that man and brought him on earth. Whatever plans for God were, only himself knows. There is no life which is more important than the other, no. No, there is no life which is more important than the other. There is no way we are going to look at that boy and just dismiss him to say, no, he can die. No. Maria Zaloumis and his companions, there is no any other way of putting it, but the facts really shows Maria Zaloumis and his companions are guilty of murder. Murder, not manslaughter. There is a difference with manslaughter. I'm not going to go into start reading whatever to teach people, no. But there is a difference. Manslaughter, some people are saying, no, there was no intention. In murder, there is intention. What is the intention of beating someone? When you are beating somebody, what is your intention? What is your intention when you are beating someone? In the manner that that boy was beaten, what was the intention? Because some of you are saying, no, the intention was not to kill him. Okay, the intention was not to kill him. What was the intention of beating him? What was the intention? And that intention of beating him, what did it lead to? It led to death. So whatever the intention, that intention that you had, it led to death. So there is intent. There is intent. Yes, the intention may not have been to say, no, directly to kill him. But whatever the intention led to this boy being killed. Murder is when you inflict grievous bodily harm and that leads to death. That is murder. That is murder. You can't say, no, namtomerefie coffee. I mean, if it leads to death, it's murder. Of course, I mean, there has to be if it is like they are putting it, if it is in a passion, a heat of a moment or extreme provocation, yeah, you can talk about manslaughter. But it has to be something that happens because, somebody's provoked, somebody's overtaken by emotions immediately. Bah! Yeah, it can be considered manslaughter. You can stab somebody in the heat of a moment, because of provocation. Then you stab the person. yeah, that can be manslaughter. But not where you deliberately sustain torture on a person and the person dies. That can never be manslaughter. It can never be. It can never be manslaughter. When you are busy torturing a person, you are even moving with him here. It can never be manslaughter. It can never be manslaughter. And the problem that you people have, the problem that we have, is that, you know, when you support UPND, whatever nonsense UPND does, you have to accept and you have to defend. Unless it happens to you. Unless it happens to you. When it happens to you, that's when you believe. I'm telling you, fighting for justice is not just fighting for others. It is fighting for yourself, because tomorrow you find yourself in a similar situation. Tomorrow it might be you or your relative who will be killed. And you will have the pain. You will have the pain. And you would want justice to be done. But because it is not on you, because it is on Enock, it is okay. You can defend UPND. No, I refuse. And for me, these are the things that I refuse. Just because I'm supporting UPND and I'm supporting Hakainde Hichilema, it doesn't mean that I'm going to accept every nonsense. It doesn't mean that I'm going to accept an injustice. No, I'm not going to do that. No, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. On this one, this is an injustice, and it is an injustice because Maria Zaloumis is highly connected. Instead of pursuing justice, people, the moment Maria Zaloumis was inside, people were working around the clock to find a way of releasing Maria Zaloumis. If it is another person, a poor person, everybody, the police and the NPA, they would have been working around the clock to make sure that they convict this person. But because Maria Zaloumis is connected, instead of working on how they can prove the case, they have been working on how they can mishandle the case so that Maria Zaloumis can be freed. And that's why Maria Zaloumis is free today. That's why Maria Zaloumis is free today. No, it's not about innocent. I don't think it's about money. I don't think there is a person that has been paid on this matter. It is about the power. It is about the power that Maria Zaloumis' mother has. It is about the power that UPND has. It is about the power that UPND has. This is not fair. And imagine if Maria Zaloumis was a daughter of an opposition, it would have been a different case here. She wouldn't have walked. She wouldn't have walked. This is a fact. She wouldn't be walking. If Maria Zaloumis was related to somebody in opposition, there is no way Maria Zaloumis would be out today. She's out because she is connected to UPND. That is why she's out. But I refuse. I am supporting UPND, but I refuse to be part of this crime. I refuse to be part of this injustice. I want it to go on record. I refuse. I will continue singing for Hakainde Hichilema to go through in 2026. But on this one, please excuse me. I refuse. I'm putting myself on record. I refuse to be part of an injustice. And this is how I operate. I always stand for justice. Even, I'll keep on repeating this, even when Hakainde Hichilema was in opposition, and I was supporting the PF by then. I was supporting the PF. When the PF arrested Hakainde Hichilema and charged him of treason, I refused to support the PF. I stood with Hakainde Hichilema. In as much as at that time I was very critical of Hakainde Hichilema. But I refused to be part of that injustice. I refused. And UPND, PF arrested me for it. And I kept on singing talking. Even when they released me, I kept on talking on behalf of Hakainde Hichilema until Hakainde Hichilema was released, because I stand for justice. Even in this instance, I refuse. Another instance, I mean, those of you, if you have followed me, I am consistent in my advocacy. I was supporting President Edgar Chagwa after he left power. I was singing, Alebwelerapo, Alebwelerapo, Alebwelerapo. The moment Edgar Chagwa died, and the family took a position which I believed was not patriotic, I refused to stand with them. I refused. That is me. That is me. And you need to understand me. Yes, sometimes it costs me big time. But at the same time, I always believe that there is a God who looks at my heart. Who looks at, I mean, what I stand for. You can call me whatever you want, but I try. I'm not perfect, but I try. I try. On this instance, yes, you are supporting UPND. You want to support everything that UPND is doing. But I can assure you that if you are going to be supporting something that is not right, one day you'll be the victim. One day you'll be the victim. Feed a government with wrong things. Be very sure that one day the same government will come and eat you. It will come and eat you. No shalimo akavamu. I started talking about these things earlier on. I was telling a number of people, no shalimo akavamu. And at the end of the day, a number of people have been victims, and yet they were, supporting. So there is this Tembo guy. He has to deliberately plan or purpose to kill or cause serious harm. You see, you have Tembo, what you are saying there. Have you read that? Or purpose to kill or cause serious harm. Serious harm. And of course it is saying premeditated. But exactly when you are beating up a person, you are moving one place to the other. I mean, you have meditated. You know what you are doing. You know what you are doing. You can't say no. We were doing this. We didn't intend to kill him. What is the purpose of beating somebody? What is the purpose of beating somebody? To a point where he dies. No. This is murder. This is murder. There is no two ways about it. From my point of view, there is no two ways about it. The facts point to murder. They don't point to manslaughter. Like I said, I'm not taking long. So I want to open phone lines. I know there is a lot that is going on in the PF, whatever. But I don't want to dilute this message with politics. But yeah, that reminds me. This issue, there are some of us who are genuinely fighting for justice. But unfortunately, there are some petty politicians who want to take advantage of this. I want to talk about that as well. Some of us, we are genuinely fighting for justice in this instance. But there are some petty politicians who want to ride on this. For example, I saw a case that has been started to claim damages from Zaloumis. I saw some people, they have filed a case, they have started a case to claim damages. Now, you are claiming damages. You are claiming damages when these people have actually not been found guilty yet. I think it would have been prudent to wait for this criminal proceeding to end, and then you come up with your claims. How do you start claiming for money This case has not even gone anywhere. I strongly believe those people, they are misleading the family. They are misleading the family. That case which you took to the civil case, I know you can claim. I know you can do that. You can do that. But I mean, it's very difficult for your case to succeed. I read, the statement of claim. I read the statement of claim. I mean, I can't even place a finger on what is prompting you to claim for this money. That again is not good. When you bring in politics like that, you may even jeopardize the main case by the behavior that you put up. So that case, that civil matter, it was miscalculated. It was a wrong move. It's a very wrong move. Very wrong move. I think we should have been seeking for justice other than start looking for money already. This is a life that was lost. Why are you so quick to ask for money? Anyway, some of these things. Anyway,
Oh my goodness.